It is 1 o'clock. Welcome back in. This three-man front on Jocks. Pat Landrum, Molly Conrad with you until 2 o'clock. Auburn's Board of Trustees, earlier today, they have voted and approved the $323 million project facelift on the north side of Jordan-Hare Stadium. It has been officially approved. They have greenlit the project at the Friday board meeting. The timeline that they presented will be completed by early of 2029. Portions will be in place in the fall of 2028. Earlier today, speaking of Auburn, Stephen Pearl announced the signing of Santa Clara center Bucky Oboye to join the Tigers for the 2026-27 season. The 7'1" center comes to Auburn from Santa Clara, where he averaged almost 8 points a game, 4 rebounds, team high 40 blocks. So he's the second 7-footer that Stephen Pearl has signed. The other, Narcisse Noy of France. I said it right. After all those bad habits that Conrad forced me into.
Yep, don't fall into it.
No, I didn't say Narcisse. And I didn't say Ngoy.
And we know that Auburn's basketball office is listening to us because we've already gotten texts this morning correcting Conrad.
Yeah, the Auburn basketball office was very embarrassed for Conrad, so they sent us the new phonetic spelling of these wonderful basketball players.
And then asked, is he still a communist?
And we said yes.
Yes.
Former NC State small forward Cole Clower has transferred to Alabama. The 6'7", 190-pounder will have 4 years of eligibility left. A top 30 prospect. He was down at IMG Academy. He got injured, hurt his leg, hurt his knee. He ended up going as an early enrollee to NC State. He was enrolled in December. He was going to obviously work out with the team, get healthy, and then once Will Wade departed to LSU, he decided he was going to go in the transfer portal, did not want to go to Baton Rouge, and so now he's going to Tuscaloosa. So Brandon Garrison, Jamarian Davis-Fleming, and Cole Clower are now members of the Alabama basketball team.
It's good to see, and I don't expect that Alabama or Auburn are done. We still got visitors coming in, and I'm just so curious to see what the final number looks like for both of those rosters.
Yeah,
money-wise,
and see if it's gone up. All indications are Alabama's going to go up some, not dramatically. Auburn, meanwhile, where's that number going to fall? Because you didn't get your money's worth last year.
No. I mean, I could imagine getting a 7-1 guy from a good program. If Jovic went for $2 million, you thinking this kid's getting $2 million plus?
I don't think so, but I mean, if Heidi at South Carolina is getting $2 million, Aiden Shrell's getting $4 million. If you told me that, I mean, I guess I'd say yeah.
It's not. Okay. It's not like there's a ton of 7-1 guys with experience that can run and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah, like Wimp told us at 10:30. He said very rarely do you find a 7-footer that can run, and that's why he never had a 7-footer.
It always scares me when they try to run.
Yeah, it is. So tomorrow, 7 spring games around the Southeastern Conference. 7. We've already had 6 concluded, or not games, but 6 spring practices have been concluded around the Southeastern Conference, but 7 will conclude after tomorrow. Cam Coleman, one of the big acquisitions out of the transfer portal. He met with the media yesterday in Austin, Texas. Take a listen to the question and his answer.
Being a guy from Alabama, how tough was that to leave the state and pursue other opportunities?
It wasn't hard because sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So it wasn't really that hard.
So if you didn't hear the first part, the question was, you being from Alabama, was it difficult for you leaving the state? You heard his answer.
And I'm glad you put the question in there because people were going crazy on social media the other day of, oh, he's talking about Auburn and how it wasn't hard for him to leave Auburn. It was talking about him living in the state of Alabama, not him leaving Auburn University to go to Texas to play football, because people were taking that out of context and it went viral.
Well, no disrespect to either party, but we saw the first 2 seasons at Auburn. I think Auburn fans can say it didn't work out. He was a talented guy, but Cam Coleman can also say that he gave Auburn 2 years, and he's got to do what he's got to do. I don't think anybody blames him for going and grabbing a bag of money from the great state of Texas.
Mm-hmm. Go to a state where they have no state income tax. You leave a state that has a state income tax. You're going to a program that has been knocking on the door of the potential playing for the national championship and maybe even kicking the door down and winning a national championship. So,
and as good as he is that one of those guys that Alex Golesh was talking about in those meetings? Or maybe they never even had a meeting. He might have been one that he never even met with, that Cam Coleman was determined after 2 years he was going to get paid, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
Hope it works out for him.
So tomorrow, the Birmingham Stallions, you heard Matt Corral on this program yesterday, the Stallions will have its home opener. We will be in attendance there. Hopefully we'll see a lot of our Jocks listeners tomorrow at Protective Stadium. They're actually going to have a free fan fest this afternoon from 5:30 to 7 at the Uptown Cantina rooftop in downtown Birmingham. And the Storm and Stallions will kick off tomorrow at 3 o'clock. They're asking fans to wear red. They want it to be a red out tomorrow at Protective Stadium.
Okay. I'm not being critical here, but I have plenty of Stallions red from previous years. You've changed the shade of red. Does that matter?
I just wear red.
They're also going to be handing out some free red T-shirts.
The old red was more of a
First
Nebraska.
5,000 fans. Right?
The old red was more of a Nebraska red. The new red is more of a.
It's almost a little more like maroony.
Or burgundy.
Central Michigan-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Before the game, this is cool. The team will honor Skip Holtz, who coached the Stallions for the previous 4 seasons, won 3 league championships. Everyone on this radio program has an incredible respect. We got to know Skip Holtz.
You'll
very
never
well.
hear me say one negative thing about that man.
Not at all.
As a coach or as a person.
The man joined this radio program every single week. And even when I asked him some very tough questions about the future of the UFL in Birmingham, maybe even to his detriment, he answered what he felt, you know? So they're going to honor him before the game, which is cool. And this is even more cool. Birmingham will wear helmet stickers bearing the initials LH in memorial for Holtz's late father, Lou Holtz.
Very nice.
Who passed away. And, of course, at halftime, Conrad's favorite artist, I heard him playing some of it in the office.
I thought you were going to say Conrad had been entered to do something.
No. Gucci Mane will be playing at halftime.
Yes. I can't wait. I've never seen Gucci Mane.
Can't say that I have either.
Have you not?
No, I have not.
I thought you traveled around. I thought you told me that you and...
No.
Oh.
I like a couple of the Gucci songs.
I got to text Heather.
It'll be fun.
I got to meet Gucci.
It'll be fun.
We need to get Conrad a selfie with Gucci.
Yes, we do.
Now that, I'm all for that. He's a legend.
Will that get you some cred if you got a picture taken?
Street cred with your peeps?
He's a legend. I'm just glad he's going to be there because he had something very unfortunate happen to him recently, and I'm glad that he's going to be okay.
What?
Yeah, he he essentially got kidnapped and by another rapper, and they got it sorted out.
Kidnapped.
Yeah, so he has another, you're going to love this. So he has another rapper that he signed to a contract or a record deal. This is a real name. I'm not making this up. His rapper name is Pooh Shiesty. I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious.
So this is who he signed.
Correct. Pooh was not particularly happy with, I guess, the terms of that record deal later on in present day. And so he had a group of people go and essentially barricade themselves in a recording studio with Gucci Mane, held him at gunpoint, and forced him to release him from his record deal.
What?
He then went on social media and bragged about it, and the police got him in. So Gucci's fine and Pooh's going to go to prison. This is 100% true. I'm not making any of that up. As unreal as it sounds.
So Gucci sent a man to prison.
Yeah, for threatening to kill him and kidnapping him, yes. Correct. And this was like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I'm being dead serious right now.
Well,
it's not a funny
if that happened,
situation.
there's no way you're getting a picture with him. What is that entourage going to look like?
I'd say it's going to be a pretty deep entourage. Probably have a few people with him to make sure he's going to be okay.
That is fascinating. So that really happened.
I will send y'all the story right now.
Man, you think somebody would have gotten Pooh's ear and been like, hey, Pooh.
Yeah, this was April 3rd, so exactly 2 weeks ago.
I know you've thought long and hard about this and you've done your planning, but this never works out.
Yeah,
Pooh
I just
Shiesty.
didn't work out. That is a real rapper.
Did this happen here in the state?
I think it was in Atlanta.
Oh.
I just sent y'all the news article. It's real.
So is Pooh Shiesty been sentenced?
No, but I think it's safe to say he's probably going to be gone for a
I
while.
can't stop saying Pooh Shiesty.
He makes horrible music, but teach their own, I guess.
So when was he kidnapped?
This was like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I know the story. You said 2 weeks ago, but I didn't know if that's when exactly he was.
How do you spell Pooh Shiesty? I know how to spell Pooh.
Shiesty, I think.
IEST. There he is.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It was in Dallas, and it happened. It was in Dallas, not Atlanta. It doesn't give a specific date. It just says earlier this year.
Okay, so it wasn't 2 weeks ago.
It may have been a little longer ago.
Because I was just thinking if it was 2 weeks ago, is Gucci going to be able to perform just because he might have a little bit of.
But all the stuff on social, I think it was recently because the stuff on social media with Mr. Pooh, that was in the last couple of
Mr.
weeks.
Pooh.
Yeah. And then, of course, he was mad at Gucci Mane for ratting him out to the police. And
Sounds
he's
like
"Well,
I'm
we
trying to
don't do
potty
that."
train my 3-year-old.
Pooh Shiesty, his name is Lontrell Williams.
Okay, there we go. Lontrell Williams. There you go.
Lontrell. Yeah. He's already got the. Well, it says here a judge has already ruled there's enough evidence for the case to move forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
He remains behind bars
He
as
literally
the case plays out.
He literally videoed himself confessing to the crime.
I'm not.
He's not-
I am laughing and I shouldn't be. Stop it. I think I'm just stuck on Pooh Shiesty. How did he come up with that?
I don't know. I don't know where they come up with these names, man.
Pooh Shiesty.
So there you go. There's your. There's your
I
information.
had a bad shot on the golf course. I might just start saying Pooh Shiesty.
Might as well.
Pooh Shiesty.
Why
Stupid
not?
7-iron.
So tomorrow, Conrad will be there bright and early at the 10:30 tailgate.
Wait, what
So,
time did you just say?
10:30.
Okay.
In your red.
Then you're red. Ready to go.
My war paint, my body paint.
Your glitter.
Yeah, they're gonna hate me in the press box when I go up there and with all that glitter and stuff. They're not gonna enjoy that.
Just remember, you cannot cheer in the press box. This is a working press box. Little inside joke there.
I remember that. You tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a homeowner or business owner in
So
Central
awkward.
Alabama, you need a roof you can count on. With this weather going to be really yo-yo topsy-turvy over the next couple of weeks with spring right around the corner. These heavy storms, it can identify some problems during the middle of a storm that you didn't know that you had, meaning loose shingles, possibly some attic problems that you're getting leaking, and then into your sheetrock. So that's where Abide Roofing comes in, 205-577-7338. Abide Roofing offers free, no obligation roof inspections. If you see those missing shingles, hidden damage can turn into an expensive and really long-term problem down the road. So you need to take care of it now with Travis Lloyd and Abide Roofing, 205-577-7338. They're the insurance claim masters. They're going to be able to walk and even get on your roof with an adjuster and point out the issues and be able to get what you are deserving with your home coverage. So give Abide Roofing a call today, 205-577-7338 or abideroof.com. They offer clear roofing solutions, including 24-hour support and fast emergency service. So when storms hit, help is just a phone call away, 205-577-7338.
Text line is open. We will get to all of your text on the Jocks text line. We still got Pat Ponder's last edition of the week. Friday edition of Three Man Front rolls on Jocks. All right, hang on. Is this Pooh?
No, this is Gucci.
This is Gucci. If that was taken as disrespect, Gucci, if you're here in town, I'm sorry. I have no idea. I'm new to this, and I'm saying no to Pooh.
I feel like I'm back in high school. Gucci was really big when I was in with my high school.
Yeah, this one was more popular songs. He'll probably play it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's good. This is prep.
You're
Absolute
learning.
prep.
Trying to help you learn.
Well, we got the Stallions tomorrow. We're going to be in attendance. Well, you can get into Crafts, whether it's this afternoon. I think that's what we're doing at the Roberts house this afternoon. Crafts got a beautiful new location right there on 280 in Mountain Brook. If you're coming into town on 280, that would be on your right. If you're heading out of town, then that would be on your left. But very accessible there from Highway 280. But Crafts, not only it's the amazing chicken that they have, but it's the in-house made sauces from the White Lightning. You can go the Southwest Ranch. You want to go Buffalo Mild, Nashville Hot, Dat sauce. They got that as well. But it's also the sides, and these are made from scratch. Stick to your rib sides, homemade squash casserole, mac and cheese, rice and gravy. You want to go that route, fried okra, all the good stuff. You're going to find it there at Crafts. But also they tailgate. Tomorrow's tailgate. Crafts has been so nice in donating to folks like Don and the Stallions. They're Alabamians. They give back to the community. Just a small example there tomorrow at the Stallions outside of Protective Stadium. Check them out. It's craftsbhm.com. All kinds of catering options. Take something fresh to the office, to the church group, to the get-together, something that maybe no one's tried, and it's made by Alabamians. It's great. Craftsbhm.com. For all the information, check them out in Mountain Brook, downtown on 7th Avenue South, and also Crestline Village.
All right, we have some new intel coming in from On3 in regards to Wisconsin guard John Blackwell.
He's going to be walking out with Morgan Wallen at his concert tomorrow in Tuscaloosa.
Wisconsin transfer guard John Blackwell has a top 6. His top 6 include Arizona, Duke, Illinois, Louisville, UCLA, and Alabama.
Yeah! It's going to happen.
Mick Cronin and the Bruins get him on campus first as Blackwell is training out in Los Angeles.
Nope.
The Louisville staff made a trip out to see him, but sources indicate the Cards are currently trailing.
They already spent too much money on Badunga.
Most people, according to On3, believe this recruitment will come down to Duke and Illinois.
Nah. I dispute that
You dispute that?
report.
But don't you feel good that Alabama's mentioned in his top 6?
So basically what you're saying is he's in the top 3 because you just eliminated.
Yeah, according to On3, they did not say Alabama was out, but they didn't say Alabama was completely in.
They're so in. Totally in. 100% in.
So you think Alabama can...
All these other, this is just smoke, like a smoke screen with all the other big name programs, and then, he'll never pick Alabama. And it's like, no.
Duke won't outspend Alabama for him?
They got Boozer. They don't need him.
Madison, Wisconsin to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's the most natural transition.
Very similar color scheme. It's easy on the eyes for him.
A lot of dairy.
Yeah. Got a bread factory down there if he likes bread.
Yep. Mild, moderate summers.
By the way, they call bread factories bakeries.
You're saying this too. His father was in the bread business
You're right.
for 60 years.
Yeah, that's the only reason why
It's a big one.
I wasn't going to point it out, Conrad, but I knew that was coming.
Fair enough. It's a big one. It's a big one.
Well, it's a no-no is what it is. That'd be like walking up to Gucci and calling him Pooh.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Or spelling Gucci, Goochy.
Hey, what's nicer? I should ask Molly. But you guys might know. Pat, you might know. Gucci or Prada? What's nicer?
Isn't Prada?
I think Prada's. I feel like Gucci's very. I feel like you see more Gucci.
Sorry,
Gucci
Molly.
or Prada? Which
What's-
is more
what's nicer?
higher echelon?
Maybe Gucci?
Oh, well, there you go.
Maybe?
Okay.
I don't know.
Where
I
does
I
feel
feel like
see-
Gucci's more popular.
What about Louis?
now.
See more.
Where's Louis? Is Louis the
Probably
top?
the same.
What's the top?
The top?
Top.
I mean, Chanel's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I bought some of that perfume one time.
Yeah.
For yourself?
Of course.
You do always smell good.
Oh, thank you.
Hastings texted in and said it's Prada by far.
Prada?
Prada.
I'm gonna take Molly's advice over Hastings on that one.
Oh, here we go. Heading into the weekend. He's taking a shot at Hastings.
We're already going to start this? We're going to start the fight?
Okay, I found a luxury bag brand guide.
Okay.
At the very, very tippy top, according to this.
Hang on, I'm writing these down.
The tippy top is Hermes.
Who?
Hermes. Like
Okay.
the Birkin bag. It's like the 30,000.
Hermes is how it looks like it's spelled.
Yes, but it's Hermes. It's French.
Hermes.
Oh,
And-
I've always called it Hermes.
It's Hermes.
It's Hermes
Yeah.
and Chanel. Those are like the
Okay.
ones.
Chanel.
Under that, you have Goyard, who a lot of rappers rap
Yeah.
about. And then you have Dior. And then Cartier.
Dior. I have the
Yes.
cologne. Is that the one from, what's her name? Golly, I think she's so beautiful.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Sure.
She,
I don't
doesn't
know.
she do the Dior
The
commercials?
perfume commercial.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and I think Johnny Depp did the.
Yeah, he does the men's one.
Yeah.
So get
Cologne.
this. Below Dior, it goes Louis, Gucci, Prada.
Louis Gucci Prada.
All three of them are together.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So it's like Louis, Gucci, Prada, Fendi, Celine, Saint Laurent.
Where is Coach in this? Where is Coach and Kate Spade?
Okay, I don't see Coach, but I see Tory Burch and Michael Kors. Oh wait, Kate Spade is in like the bottom.
Tell
Not
me
saying
I
it's
haven't.
bad, but
Tell
it's
me
just in
I
the
haven't
bottom.
purged my house during spring one time. You do not need all these purses.
Oh yes, you do.
There,
Hastings.
that's the exact response I got.
I'm on your side.
Is he?
Doc.
Oh, is he bitter now?
Oh, Hastings is
Ooh.
peed, dude.
But she was right though.
He says only the devil wears Prada, hence why Conrad wants to hoard it for himself. Unpatriotic piece of work.
Who comes up? with
Great
that?
movie though.
That's so good. Only the devil wears Prada.
See, you went in. It looked like it was going to be a nice weekend. You were going to run into Hastings tomorrow at the.
So now we
Stallions
will
game.
add a satanic communist. to this
Please, no,
description.
please, no. I'd much rather take the communist one than the satanic one.
Your Honor, strike that from the record. That was a poor attempt at humor. I know. Yeah, I know you love the Lord, but you are a commie.
Is it going to be awkward when you see Hastings tomorrow?
I hope not, because I sided with my teammate who was right.
Let's hope that it's really awkward.
I hope it's like
Hastings is a big dude.
Hastings would just absolutely
would
beat Colt
ragdoll that
Conrad
guy.
to he's a good old patriotic American.
No, I need to be nice because he stood up for our fan base yesterday when he was on the golf course, and
I found Coach Landrum.
you know the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
It's
did-
with
he did a
Tori
good
and
thing.
Michael and Kate Spade.
Okay.
Yes.
that was good.
And
Hastings.
Furla.
Hastings
I don't
did
know that
good.
one.
He did. He sent the message was delivered,
Yes.
from what I understand.
So then why take a shot at him?
Let's
I
try.
don't
Let's try
know.
not to
I
do
just-
this
I'm
weekend.
sorry.
You start drama every weekend.
I know. I'm
Stop.
sorry, Hastings.
Stop.
Yeah, it's like we got
Let's
like
have a nice family outing. Get protected.
yeah, we got like 30 minutes left. You know, I get real antsy.
I know you do.
I gave you a treat a minute ago.
He did.
I gave you a treat.
Like he's a dog.
I hated that. I hated the way that sounded.
He
I
did.
hated that.
He did.
I did. I gave you a treat.
Got a marble. It
You're
was
halfway through Pat Smith Obedience School. Conrad, heel. Conrad. Pat starts telling him to heel tomorrow if he wanders off from the group.
Sit. Stay. Roll over.
Shoes on, boy.
He already doesn't use the pads that we lay out in the control room anyway.
Was it like handshake, high five?
Yeah.
I'm still learning those.
He would use him if we took a magic marker and drew a drain.
Yes.
I'm a visual learner, you know?
All right, we'll do some Pat Ponders next on Three Man Front. You couldn't come up with another Gucci song for tomorrow?
I figured one was enough for y'all, probably.
No, I was just wanting to educate Landrum so that he could sing along tomorrow at halftime.
I'm sure that he will be doing just that.
Michael says Conrad's going to wear Iran's jersey for the World Cup.
Man, he had to go back a while. That one's sitting like 2 hours ago. Andrew's been holding on to that one.
Yeah. Well, I like
Just
to
waiting
hold
for the
on to
right
him.
time.
Yeah, I screenshot them, and if there's a slow time of the night, I'll often go and look at them.
All right, let's wrap up the weeks with some Pat Ponders.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
All right, question number one. The last 2 seasons for the Birmingham Stallions, the largest home crowd attending a game at Protective Stadium was 2 seasons ago. That was in week 7. Birmingham drew 14,000. Will tomorrow's crowd be over 14,000? Give me the announced attendance for the Stallions game.
I'm going over because I believe in Birmingham and love it. Going 18,223.
I'm going to go over. I will say 19,142.
I'm gonna say 1,738
Wait, what? Do that again.
or 17,308. My bad. I was writing it out and I spoke too fast.
So 17,000
Yes.
and change.
Yes.
So everyone agrees it will be over
Yeah.
The 14.
the 14,000?
I think so, yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
All indications are right now, had someone text me earlier saying between 18 and 20.
Great. Let's
That'd
do
be
it.
awesome. Yeah.
I
Yes.
was about to say, if we could get to 20, that'd be a special thing.
And let's put on our best game of the year, Stallions.
They better win.
So,
if not,
so people
playoffs
are
a problem.
coming back. But also, we
Yeah. Gotta
show
have
a good product.
Start hot offensively.
Yeah. Let's go.
Because they're back at home next week against a very good DC team.
Come on, AJ. Get them going. Let's go.
What if he comes out there and he takes his shirt off?
Crowd will go nuts.
AJ?
Yeah.
Conrad.
Conrad will absolutely be going crazy in the press box if he takes his shirt off.
Sit.
You know when Conrad gets excited and he fans his eyes?
Yes. I saw him do that. I saw him do that at the SEC championship game this year, like when they came out of the tunnel, but that quickly ended. Like after the first drive.
And then it was real tears.
Yes. He was sick. He kept going to the bathroom.
People have such an interesting idea of who I am.
Hey, I'm going to get to see the running back.
I mean,
one of the running
it's
backs.
wild at
One
this
of the
point.
running backs for Georgia that scored in that SEC championship game. I'm going to see him on display for the Blazers.
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, that's true. That's
Got
great.
Rod. Yeah.
That's great.
Toting the rock. I'll tell him you said hello.
Got different message for him, but yeah, thanks for passing it along.
Question number 2. At times, certain college football rivalry games between conference opponents haven't counted towards the league standings. If one day the Iron Bowl was played at the beginning of the season, but it didn't count in the SEC standings, would fans still treat the Iron Bowl like the most important game of the season?
Yeah. They would. We'd get over it.
Because it's the one that you get to,
It's
like,
bragging
it's
rights.
ammunition for you for a whole year. Yeah, it doesn't matter how good they are when it's played. As long as they play that football game, it is going to mean a lot to the majority of each fan base.
It just
because-
means the most at the very beginning of the year.
Yeah, and you get to use it at family functions, at work, at church, at whatever. That's like you get to hold on to that as like we are better than you for 1 year. Or 6 years if you're Alabama right now.
And also, if it doesn't count in the standings and one of them makes it, then the other school, if you won that, then you still got bragging rights. Yes,
Yeah,
you still have that now.
There's been some interesting scenarios over the last few years in the ACC where there's been situations like that where a Virginia versus Wake Forest would not count in the standings because the odd number of teams and because of the way their scheduling worked out. They needed a game, so they played each other, but it would not count in the league standings. So just throwing up that potential scenario there. All right, I've already given you guys the list of the teams, but 6 SEC programs have wrapped up their spring camp so far. Those 6 teams are Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, Florida, and Mississippi State. And we've talked a lot about what would happen if, let's say, instead of these inter scrimmage games on A-Day, that you actually get another SEC team to come play you. So, of those 6 teams that I mentioned, Bama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Mizzou, Florida, and Mississippi State, if the cross-conference spring game was an option, how would you pair up those 6 schools to have played each other during this spring end to their practice?
I went and I tried to find where they don't play each other naturally on the schedule. And as far as I got was you could have Bama playing Missouri or you could have Bama playing Florida.
Okay.
And then depending on that, so I went based on that and tried to avoid repeats
During
that
the
we
season.
would get during the season.
Right.
So
That's
I would
smart.
start there. So without going through the schedule, Bama, Florida, or Bama, Missouri, and then I guess you would have Mississippi State taking on, what would that be, Florida
Or South Carolina.
or South Carolina?
Yeah. See, for me, I went Alabama and Florida because I'm with you. Like, you don't get to see that one a lot. It's 2 big brands.
And if it's the 2-year off, then you can return the favor the next spring
Right.
in their stadium.
Yeah. And then I went Tennessee and Missouri because, again, I think those are – I guess you get to see that one maybe more often. I feel like we've seen that one recently. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like they're both 2 solid programs right now. It'd be fun to watch them go. And then South Carolina, Mississippi State because who cares? So they can go and – I'm just being honest. Like, go do your thing. Have fun.
See, and I was thinking more regionally. I mean, I know like some of these teams are obviously further away than others, but I was thinking Missouri, Mississippi State because I think Missouri is the closest, I would say, to Mississippi State. And then Tennessee, South Carolina, and then Alabama, Florida. I know it's not exact, but I wouldn't have South Carolina like going all the way to Starkville or like to Columbia or whatever. I'd have them go to Tennessee because it's closer.
All right, next question.
I would love to get that.
Maybe one day.
So you're a lower tier PGA player and you rarely make a cut. Tomorrow you get approached by a live golf official, and that official offers you $5 million for 2026. Here's the catch. Live might not live beyond this year, and accepting could mean a lifetime ban from the PGA Tour. What's your move?
I don't do it. I collaborate with an author and we write a book, Why I Turned Down the Live. And then we go into the backing of the live. We track the money. New York Times bestseller.
How long have I been a middling PGA golfer? See, that's the thing. If I'm early on in my career,
Say 5 years.
see, at that point, I still, well, if I haven't broke through at that point, see, like if I was 1 or 2 years in, like
If they're
I'd bank
about to
on myself,
foreclose on my house, then it probably changes.
Yeah.
I would bank on myself that I could have a nice PGA career and continue to do that and be more successful. But if I'm like 5 to 10 years into this thing and I'm just kind of hanging around, I'm taking the $5 million and retiring.
Yeah. If I'm
Just
early
being
on,
honest.
I would stay in the PGA, but yeah, I'm taking the money. If it's later in my career.
I think the only way at this point that I'm accepting that is if we absolutely have to have that money to survive. And I can't see if you're attractive to the live, you not being able to sustain it, support yourself, just being a low level.
Yeah, that's that's
Even
not a
if
bad
you're
point.
missing cuts. I don't know. It gets really expensive though if you're missing cuts.
I'm grabbing the money because you've already been on the PGA Tour, so you can always say, "Hey, I was on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you win? I didn't win anything.
Yeah.
So give me the money." Because at that point, you can check the box. I was on the PGA Tour.
Mhm.
It's like someone getting a cup of coffee in the Major League Baseball. You
did
were
it.
a Major
You
League
did
Baseball
it, yeah.
player. You were there. Okay, now it's about my financial future.
When you can invest that $5 million and over 40 years turn that into $6 million, and then you're good to go, right?
Yeah, open up a driving range.
There you go. Yeah.
You're good to go.
If you invest that wisely, you'd be
Or indoor putt-putt course. Do that.
Driving range. You give lessons to a shrink. You guys kind of fall in love. You decide to enter an open. You get your Hispanic caddy, and you guys just go and tote around the golf course with a 7-iron, and you qualify.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Yep.
That should be a movie.
I agree.
Maybe even 2.
Final question of the week comes courtesy of BB. She writes, this is a story from last Christmas, but it's definitely worth discussing. You would think after the first 2 or 3 cars that drivers would have figured this out, but 9 cars managed to back up a McDonald's drive-thru, not realizing that the restaurant was closed. Do you have a story about queuing up in a drive-thru establishment, waiting patiently, only to be embarrassed in the end because it was not open?
That did happen to me, but I wasn't the first person in front of the box.
So you were just following the crowd.
Well, there was one person in front of me, and it wasn't late. I don't remember what it was, but for some reason it was closed, and I was on the road. I was like, I'm hungry. So I stop, and there's a person at the talkie thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I pull up, and after about a couple minutes, I'm like, okay, what time is it? Couple songs that played on the radio. I've been here for a minute, and there were 2 people behind me. And then eventually the person in front of me just went through and left. And I did the same thing. I was like, clearly they're not being helped. But the lights were on, which was what made it weird.
Yeah.
There was no indication that the place was closed.
This was back in December. I was doing TV for the championships. And my wife had sent me a text during the game, which Pat knows you halfway read. What I thought it was I am going to pick up this order. It was late from this fast food place. Do you want anything? Well, it was actually, this is what I want. I want you to go pick up the order when you finish doing your broadcast. I have nothing else. So I said, okay, I'm sitting in the drive-through line. There's a car in front of me. There's several cars behind me, but I'm kind of locked. But I'm at that second window, the first one that you come to in the drive-through line. We are not moving. I'm not seeing any human. There's the lobby shut down, the dining room shut down. But there's a guy who is working the window and apparently cooking all the food. He starts having a breakdown. I'm watching him have a breakdown through this pay window. And I'm on the phone with my wife, and I said, I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this at all. By the time I get to the window, what's the food going to look like? Is this guy going to snap? I ended up leaving. She was insistent, so she goes back, waits in line. He's still there. And she got the food. I didn't eat it.
Yeah, I had something kind of similar to that before. There was a fast food place I would go in Tuscaloosa. And when you would go late at night, there was one guy, and he would do everything. He'd be cooking the food, doing the cash register, all that stuff. And he had a really bad habit. I mean, I guess I can't blame him. But if there wasn't anybody there, he would go sit in his car in the parking lot and smoke. And just being honest, that's what he would do. And so there were a couple times where you'd go there and you'd be sitting there waiting, and then you might have to honk your horn, and then he'd run inside and take your order and cook the food and be like, yeah, it's going to be about 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, because you don't have anything prepared, do you? And, then you'd have to wait. But that's probably the worst. I did also have one time where I ordered through a fast food window, and this is before you could have your card on your phone and stuff, and I didn't trust that for a long time. I thought it was a scam. But I thought it was a security liability. Anyways, but I ordered my food, get to the drive-thru window, forget that I don't have my wallet on me, and so I just drive past the drive-thru window and act like I never ordered it and leave because I couldn't pay for it.
In college, I knew somebody that got a DUI in a drive-thru.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
I had a buddy that fell asleep in a
they passed
drive-thru.
out.
Yep. Had that happen to one of somebody I knew.
That's awful.
I was sober driving, and I fell asleep at a red light. I was so tired. It was during pledge shift.
This situation she was referring to, it did happen. It happened a lot during COVID because if you traveled a lot and you tried to go to certain restaurants, obviously the lobby was not open.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they had weird hours. Mm-hmm. And all it would take is that one person or 2 cars to get in line, and then anybody that was going by there would swing in there. We were actually in Phoenix City. We were playing Central Phoenix City, and this was during COVID. And there were 2 times we stopped at a restaurant where there was a line that we thought the drive-thru was open. And both times it was a Chick-fil-A and a McDonald's. Both of them were closed because of COVID, but they had limited hours. And so we had gotten there a little bit later. So I guess some folks thought, well, come on, I'm in line or I'm close to the time that they'll be. So it happened in one trip. It happened twice to us.
When I had to spend the night up here, I just remember this. Last year when it snowed and I had to stay up here for 2 days, there was a place down the road that their hours on their website said they were open. The lights were on. Nobody was in there. I called the number. It's connected me to the corporate office. And they're like, yeah, the restaurant's open. Nobody was there. The person just didn't show up.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Had that happen.
Just didn't show up.
All right, that's this week's Pat Ponders and a BB question. We will continue on and we'll wrap things up on this Friday edition of Three Man Front. We're just a couple minutes away from ending the week here on Three Man Front. Thanks for making us a part of your week. We'll be back here Monday at 10 a.m. A lot to talk about. Auburn's A-Day game tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We will also dive into the Birmingham Stallions home game. And Hastings has just texted into the show, and he says, Conrad probably referring to the China Walk not being open, that commie piece of work, talking about Conrad, America, exclamation mark. So there you go.
We got Braves baseball tonight as they take on the Phillies, the start of that series in the city of brotherly love. And you can check out Braves Vision, your new TV home of the Braves. You can do what the Roberts have done. If you've cut the cord, no problem. You don't have cable, no issue. Braves games, you can find them with the Braves.tv subscription. It's only $19.99 a month, $99.99 for the season. That's less than 70 cents a game. Find out all your ways to watch and get more info at braves.com/watch.
Hopefully, if you see us tomorrow at the Protective Stadium at the Stallions game, should be a very good crowd. It's supposed to be another gorgeous day in Birmingham. Come by and say hello to us. So we'll be there in attendance.
Wear your red.
We will be bouncing around some different tailgates tomorrow. Conrad will be at Don Don's bright and early. He's going to be there about 9:45. So if you see Conrad, say hello.
And if any of our listeners, you have a personal relationship with Gucci Mane, we need this to happen. Conrad really wants to meet him.
Yeah, he wants a selfie.
Yep, and we need
Gucci
it for the
Mane.
show wall. And we will blow it up and have a big picture of Conrad and Gucci Mane.
Be better than the picture I have hanging right now. I need something to go next to it in the office.
It's the different faces of Conrad.
Yes.
Drunk, mad face, in awe face, goo-goo eyes when Hastings is around. You kids get
will
together.
you have a beverage with Hastings if you see him tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the great equalizer between Hastings and I.
That's the one thing you have in common. A beer summit.
Howie
Domestic for
Reba,
him,
have
Medela
a
for me.
wonderful weekend. Thank you guys for listening. God is great.